Hello and welcome to a new vlog. We're starting in the car today. I am right outside the dentist office for part 2 of my deep clean. I wasn't feeling that anxious until like an hour, a little less than before I was supposed to drive over here. Now I'm feeling nervous. It's 5 minutes to 9 o'clock. My appointment is at 9. I shouldn't have scheduled a morning appointment. I definitely felt a lot better last week when my appointment was at 1. I'm not a morning person. Technically, I'm fine. I know there's nothing to be that stressed or that worried about. I know what to expect. The last time went fine, but it's more of just my morning anxiety of like knowing my stomach is still all over the place. I'm not feeling that great physically, and I'm going to be in a chair for 2 hours. Obviously, if I have to get up and go to the bathroom, they're not going to say no, but I just want to get this done and get home. So anyway, it will be fine. It will all be fine. I've got my work bag in the back, so I need to get that out. Water bottle is going to stay in the car. I need to grab the phone. I need to grab you guys. And yeah, the next time you see me, I'm going to be numb on this side and probably not feeling that great, but at least we'll be grateful that it's done and I won't have to do this hopefully ever again. I bought a water pick. I've been using that every day. So I'm really going to make sure that I never have to do this kind of cleaning again. So, okay, I need to get inside. Mask on. Let's get going. Okay, I just pulled up to my parents' house. I've been out of the dentist for about 20 minutes. I am very, very numb. They had to use more of the local anesthetic this time on both the top and the bottom. So yeah, I'm feeling okay. I want to go inside and take some Tylenol and get changed and just get settled in to work for the rest of the day. I will update you. I can feel that I'm more numb, and it's not painful, but it's not very comfortable. It feels very odd. It's very distracting. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in and try to get on with my day and snuggle with the doggies, and I will update you guys later. And I'm home. And I'm ready to go to sleep. It's not that late. It's not even quite 9 o'clock yet. But it has been a very long day. Just a quick check-in. Everything is worn off. The local anesthetic, the Tylenol I took. I need to take some more Tylenol. Once again, I feel okay. It definitely was a little bit rougher this time around. I needed more Novocaine, so I was more numb. I had more jaw pain, kind of a pain at the injection site at the back of my mouth. And so trying to open my mouth kind of tugs at that. and hurts. So I have to be very careful when I'm eating and chewing. Mom made mac and cheese with some sausages and some green peas, and so everything was soft enough, and I was able to chew on this side okay. I just had to take really small bites because I couldn't like open my mouth to get a big bite. So overall that was fine. I'm not in that much pain. I definitely am going to sleep on this side, not on this side. I am going to brush my teeth with the extra soft brush that they gave me last time. So I will brush this side tonight very, very carefully and very, very gently. But overall my gums feel okay as I run like my tongue along the gum line on this side. It doesn't seem to hurt. They do feel raw. Like it's not a pain that I feel, but as I run my tongue over my teeth, the gum feels raw. So I'll definitely be swishing with warm salt water over the next few days. Anyway, I will fill you in tomorrow on how everything today went, once I've had a proper night's sleep and I'm not feeling so delirious. But several hours later, with everything out of my system, no pain reliever, no local anesthetic left in my system, everything is done. This is how I feel. I don't feel bad. So even though it was a bit rougher this time than last time, I can feel that I've had something done. I feel like last time this side, by this time at night, even with my appointment being later in the day last time, this side I felt like I'd had nothing done last time. Whereas today, with my appointment having been in the morning and having had all day to recover so far, I definitely feel like I've had work done on this side. But it's still, I would call it discomfort, not pain, unless I try to open my mouth wide. So like I'm trying not to yawn, or if I yawn, I try to kind of bite down on my yawn and not, yawn really widely. So yeah. Okay. I will talk to you tomorrow when I'm a little bit more coherent. Hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to the day after I had part 2. I just wanted to sit down before I kind of continue vlogging my day. I just wanted to recap what happened yesterday. So for the people who really only care about the dentist, you can just watch this bit and then you don't have to watch the rest. Unless you want to, which would be great. Stick around. So yeah, so yesterday was part 2 of the scaling and root planing procedure at my dentist. So I had the first one last week on Wednesday. I did vlog that. I have 2 vlogs so far. I vlogged going to the dentist for the first time in more than 10 years and having the exam done. And then I vlogged part 1 of this. So you've got those 2 vlogs you can go back and watch. So I'm going to try not to recap too much of those. So yesterday, 4 days after part 1, this side now 5 days later is like, I can't tell that I had any work done on this side. This side I definitely still feel a little bit. I'll get to that in a second. Yesterday's appointment was at 9 a.m. whereas last week it was at 1 in the afternoon, so a little bit earlier. I think that might have contributed to some of how I was feeling, just the exhaustion of waking up early to get to the dentist on time, because I don't live by the dentist. The dentist is over by my parents' house, so I had to leave early to account for rush hour traffic. And I got to the dentist, they took me back. She looked at this side, said everything looked fine, and then she started preparing me for anesthetic on this side. So my dentist office uses a numbing gel before they give you the injection, and so as with this side, I really didn't feel the injection. I definitely felt a little bit more on this side, but I never felt the pinch. It was just more, and I don't know if it's connected to my needle phobia, but it was that feeling of, I know there's a needle sticking into my gum. Just that kind of fullness feeling of stuff being injected into that space, if that makes any kind of sense. But I didn't feel the pinch of the needle going in, and it was really just that first one, and then the first one on the top as well. Again, she gave me 1 injection on the lower gum and 3 shorter, smaller injections across the top. And honestly, that's what I feel more today. I told her how with last time, I didn't really have much pain along my gum lines, but I did have pain in my jaw. And I thought it was from holding my mouth open for 2 hours, or having the bite block holding my mouth open for 2 hours. And she explained that no, you can have pain from the injection itself. And I think that's what I'm feeling more today on this side. Overall, the numbing went fine. She did have to give me more this time. Last time she just gave me 1 injection on the bottom and two sets of injections, so I think like 6 total on the top. She did the 3 the first time. We let that kind of get to work. I still wasn't quite numb enough, so she did 3 more across the top, and then we were good to go. This time I feel like she gave me 2 on the bottom and several along the top. I needed to be numbed a few times along the top as well as the bottom. I don't know why one side seemed to be more sensitive. Maybe it's a perfectly normal thing. Maybe it's the way my blood vessels go. No clue. Once we got me numb, it was fine. But the extra anesthetic is important for kind of later in the story in terms of how numb I was. So once again, the procedure went smooth. Once I was numb, everything was exactly the same. I got my headset. I got the remote for the Netflix. The TV was, mounted to the ceiling. This time I watched A Christmas Prince, A Royal Wedding, so I watched part 2 of that series. She used the real kind of high-powered water flosser with the pick at the end to start with, and then she went to her just regular instrument to scrape everything up, and then she went back to that water tool. All of that went kind of fine. Once again, using the instrument to scrape everything was the hardest part for me because you hear it inside your head. So even with the headphones on, there's no way to kind of just, you hear it, you feel it, and it's not really the most comfortable thing. It's not painful, it's not really uncomfortable, it's just someone scraping at your teeth. It's not pleasant. It's not something you would sit down and say, hey, let's do this just for fun. But overall, it really wasn't too bad. The scraping was kind of the most difficult part, but I think that's kind of personal to me in terms of it's not my favorite sound. Someone in the last video, or on the last video in the comments, had asked if I had a lot of tartar and plaque. And so I did ask the hygienist about that, and she said that she'd rate me as like a moderate amount. She's seen worse, but I definitely had a lot, more than they want. Otherwise I wouldn't be getting scaling and root planing. I always felt like I had a lot. It wasn't something that you could see from like normal conversational distance, or that I think you'd be able to see on YouTube, particularly on my bottom front teeth. Both on the outward facing side and the inward facing side, there was a lot of buildup on those teeth in particular. I feel like those teeth had a lot, especially on the inside. The inside of my mouth now, behind the bottom 4 front teeth, feels completely different, and that was definitely where I felt her scraping the most. And I think that's why with the last procedure, the front teeth on the bottom were the ones that felt the most sensitive, because they were the ones that had had the most scraping, whereas like my top front teeth, I do have a slight gap between my front teeth, so it's not as easy for stuff to build up there. It is easier for me to floss there. So, some teeth didn't have as much. So I think that's why she rated me as moderate, because some teeth probably had a lot and other teeth not so much. So once it was done, she gave all of my teeth a floss and I was good to go. So what happens next is I have a follow-up in 6 weeks. So the very beginning of January, I'll go in for like 20 minutes-ish just to have them look at all of the teeth, my gums, and see how things are doing, how things are healing. So for at least the rest of this week, I'm pulled as the airplane flies over my apartment. So for the next few days especially, I'm just swishing with warm salt water a few times a day. That does help. Hopefully within 6 weeks. She said it looked like this side was still red. She could tell it was still healing, but it was looking good only 4 days out. So they'll check on everything in 6 weeks, and then I will switch to cleanings every 3 months. And I think my first cleaning is 3 months from now, not 3 months from that 6-week appointment. All of this will happen next year on next year's dental benefits. And typically dental benefits only cover you for 2 cleanings a year. So the first 2 cleanings will be covered and I'll just pay the copay for that. The second 2 cleanings I'll have to pay out of pocket, but they do have a kind of discount for that. So next year I'll be going every 3 months for cleanings, and they explained I have to do that or I risk not being covered for any dental work in the future. The cleanings are considered part of this procedure, and so if I skip any of those cleanings, it's kind of like, how to explain it, it's kind of like defaulting on this overall process. So basically my insurance is saying, yeah, we'll cover you for the majority of this procedure, but these 3-month cleanings are considered part of your commitment to make sure that you don't have to get this procedure done again in the future. So if I skip one of those cleanings, they could then, if I ever need this procedure or I think any other procedure, they could say, no, you flaked out, we're not covering it. Those will be important. Thankfully, I think the cost of the out-of-pocket ones is like around $120. And again, that'll be next year. I'll have next year's FSA that I can use to cover it. And also I can plan ahead and budget for that. Even paying out of pocket for the cleaning will be doable for me. In terms of pain and how I'm feeling right now, I'd say I definitely was more worried earlier yesterday. It just felt like it was going to be really painful. I was starting to feel a bit of soreness just walking out of the dentist, particularly kind of in my jaw. I was really numb. I mean, I was so numb that the numbness was almost painful because there's still that just tiny bit of pins and needles kind of at the edges of where the local anesthetic doesn't work. So like where the majority of the work was done was still really numb, but my lips were starting to kind of feel really kind of pins and needly, and my tongue was also feeling like pins and needles. And so the numbing wasn't really the most comfortable thing. It wasn't painful, but it just was really awkward and uncomfortable. And so I was a little nervous about that. I did manage to go to Starbucks and I got a tall latte, soy latte, and a pumpkin bread because I'd eaten something back here at my apartment before going, but I hadn't eaten much and I knew I was going to need to eat, but I didn't know what I'd be able to eat. I thought the pumpkin bread would be soft enough that I'd be able to manage that on this side. So I kind of, once I got back to my parents' house, I just took it easy. I was working on my laptop. I felt really tired, and I think it was because it was a morning appointment and I just was really tired. I would have been tired even at just not going to the dentist because of how early I woke up. As the anesthetic was wearing off, I was feeling more of a soreness. I did take some Tylenol as soon as I got home. I kept going back and forth like, well, maybe I'm gonna be okay, but it feels really sore, I don't know. But by dinner, so several hours after the appointment, I was able to chew on this side. The thing that hurt was opening my mouth. And I'm noticing that as I'm talking, and also if I try to stretch my jaw, if I slowly open it wide and just kind of let it sit and stretch and then open wider and wider and wider, I can have more or less normal function of my jaw. But like this morning when I first woke up after having my mouth closed all night, extending my lower jaw to kind of open wide, I just feel a pull and a tug at the back, and I think it's from the injection because I also have a soreness along the top of the inside of my gums where she put those injections. Along my teeth, I am fine. Brushing my teeth last night and this morning using the extra gentle, extra soft bristles that they gave me last week, I was fine. So along my gum line, I'm okay. The pain I'm feeling seems to be way in the back on the bottom and then way up on the inside under the lip. And those spots are where she did the injections. So I feel like my pain is in the injection sites, not where she was actually working. So as of today, only about 24 hours later, my teeth feel fine, my gums feel fine, and the only pain I really have is where I was injected. And even that isn't really that bad. So yeah, that's where we're at. I am glad to have it done and behind me, and going forward it's all just follow-ups and checkups and routine cleanings, and yeah, I'm not worried about those. From here on out, it feels like the worst of it is done, and now we're just back to kind of normal stuff. It was not the worst thing to have done, but I'm glad it's over. And I should be completely fine by Thanksgiving, and yeah, so that'll be good. So anyway, I need to get to work. I've got grading, I've got drafts to review, got relaxing solo piano playing, and yeah, just gonna get myself into work mode now. Time to end this vlog. It's getting late, it's getting dark. I am ready to just relax. I didn't get as much work done as I would have liked, but I did get a fair bit done, so that's great. I had a very special delivery in my mail today. It just completely made my day. I've put the card up on my little clipboard on my desk, so my department at work is doing a Christmas card exchange. The person who had been assigned me, their card arrived today, and it was just gorgeous. Like I said, I've put it on the clipboard, but it's this gorgeous little dress and outfit. Like, I want that necklace and I want that handbag. It was so funny because when I emailed him, oh, and then also included a really lovely note on the inside, and this adorable bookmark, which I love the color blue. It's probably my second favorite color after pink. I love the rhinestone crystal accent, my initial at the top, and this cute little owl. Like, it's just so perfect for me. So I emailed him to say, you know, that I got his card, and to ask him, like, did you do any research about me, you know, before you sent it? Because, like, I love the bookmark. Bookmark's perfect. And above and beyond, we weren't told we had to send gifts, just a card. So I wasn't expecting the bookmark. And then I told him, you know, I don't know if anyone of you, done any research about me ahead of time, but the card is perfect for me because I'm a fashion scholar. So it turns out he's one of the new faculty, and I feel really bad because he started this year, like I think this fall. So he hasn't met any of us in person. And so in my email, I was telling him, like, welcome to the department. You know, it's a really good group. Hope I can meet you in person one day. So yeah, so getting that mail was really, really nice. It was such a sweet gift to get. I really wasn't expecting anything other than a card. So to have the bookmark and then for the card to be so perfect. It's not a Christmas card, but he, rewrote the message on the inside to make it a little bit more festive. Like, the thought that he put into it was just really, really sweet. And it looks perfect on my desk. So I've got almost everything done. I didn't get any outlining in my next book project done, but I will do that tomorrow or later this weekend when I'm on break for Thanksgiving. I'm going to try to do a lot of book work this week, including possibly pushing Brave With You live and hitting publish. So I'll try to talk more about that tomorrow on Friday in the next vlog. I also think it's going to be just a standalone Wednesday vlog, and then Thanksgiving will get put in with the weekend, and then next week it's Vlogmas, you guys. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and get going because I need to finish editing this. But yeah, Vlogmas is almost here, so come back on Friday for book updates and vlog updates and just kind of what to expect for next week, because I'm going to kind of change things up just a tiny bit before Vlogmas starts, because of when I normally upload versus when Vlogmas starts. So yeah, I'll explain that in the next vlog. But thank you for watching this one. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'd really appreciate that. Say hi in the comments. I'm not going to do a hygge question, but you can just tell me how you're doing. And if you are doing anything for Thanksgiving, you can let me know in the comments. And I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thanks for watching this one. Bye-bye.